listening to The Craig Needles Show. Join the conversation at 519-643-2222. Toll free at 1-866-354-8255.
The issue of mental health and hockey and those two things going hand in hand has been top of mind lately after the tragedy surrounding Terry Trafford. And now there's an organization that wants to expose that, put that out there, make it a topic of conversation so people know that, hey, there are some people that play hockey at a high level that also have to deal with mental health issues. And that organization is called Fighting the Truth. And Corey Bricknell is on the line with us, and he is one of the founding members of Fighting the Truth. He's going to explain to us exactly what the organization is all about. Corey, thank you so much for the time.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So tell us about Fighting the Truth. What is it?
Fighting the Truth is, right now, it's a Facebook posting site where hockey players can go on and post their hockey career, the problems that they've had, either if it's depression or drug and alcohol abuse, sexual abuse, people that have gone and have done the rehab, and now can share their story to help young athletes know that, you know what, they're not the only ones that are battling this. There's more people that are battling this, and you know, we want to eliminate the option of suicide. We want to get that out of the game and out of the world, just to make it aware that other people are going through this, and this is what they've done to help them better, and there are ways to help yourself with your everyday living.
Now, we've had a lot of great talk about this, a lot of awareness of the issue as far as mental health society-wide goes. We've still got a long way to go, but we've had some good discussion about it. I think, though, that we do have to penetrate the hockey arena a little bit, just because, in my estimation, there's this attitude of toughness, and no one ever wants to show weakness, and no one ever wants to say, hey, I'm having trouble here, because that's just associated with part of being a hockey player is, you know, you play through it, and perhaps there are people that are trying to do that do need a little bit of help.
Yeah, exactly. Just for myself, you know, my OHL career, you know, I had to battle every training camp, starting off as the seventh defenseman, being a healthy scratch, and working my way up into the top six defensemen. You know, my way of getting on the game sheet was to look after the skilled players, you know, dropping the gloves, fighting, mucking it. And one of the worst things to do as a hockey player is to be sitting in the dressing room before the game, looking at their lineup and saying, oh my God, so-and-so is not suspended. That means I'm going to have to fight them tonight. You know, that's one of the worst feelings. And it's starting to come out now that it's not just one or two guys that are going through it. It's everybody. It's a lot of the tough guys that are going through it. I shouldn't say everybody, but it's a lot of the tough guys that are going through it. And it's not knowing what the outcome is. If you score a goal, you know you're going to celebrate. If you make a nice play, you know you're going to get rewarded. If you get in a fight, you don't know what that outcome is going to be. And it's tough. It's one of the toughest things to deal with.
I was going through the Facebook page that you set up for Fighting the Truth, and I'm going to post a link to that on the AM 980 Facebook page after our conversation here. And I saw some of your posts, and some of them are shots of you playing in the OHL. And one of the comments that you added to it, this is an exact quote, but it's something along the lines of, you know what, here I am, I'm playing in the OHL, I look happy, but I wasn't. And that's kind of heartbreaking to me to know that there are probably a lot of guys who are in the same position in that league that we watch so frequently right now.
Yeah. Yes, and you know, playing in the limelight and you know, getting all the accolades and all that stuff. Sometimes it's tough dealing with it, and sometimes, you know, people deal with it awesome. You know, they have no problem dealing with it. But for myself, if I was homesick or you know, missed my three brothers, or you know, I missed my oldest brother's wedding. Because I was trying out for the Newmarket Royals. I missed the birth of my first nephew, birthday parties, all that stuff. You're out playing hockey. You're not able to go home and celebrate with these, you know, with your family members and celebrate anniversaries, birthdays, and all that stuff. So what do you know, you're feeling sad. What are you going to do? You're going to pick up the phone and phone one of your line mates or the D partners and say, hey, listen, come on over. I'm lonely. No, because that's a sign of weakness. But that's what we should have done. You know, invite some company and go from there. But we, you know, being a tough guy, you just want to say, okay, I'm tough and I'll deal with it. So I turned to the bottle to to alcohol to deal with it, and it was tough. It was tough during my hockey career.
How would you say it's impacted you today? You sound like you're someone who's realized, okay, this was in the past, and now I'm trying to separate myself from that. Is it still having impacts on your life today?
No, 16 months ago, I met up with, actually 18 months ago, I met up with Jimmy Thompson, who's an ex-NHLer. I was battling alcohol and substance abuse, and I went to him, and I went to rehab for 30 days. I left my two boys and went out to Merrittville for 30 days for rehab, and that was unbelievable. I've been sober now for 16 months and going to continue it for the rest of my life. It's I haven't had any relapses or lapses or anything like that. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol or touched any drugs, and I've just been living a clean, healthy life. And so today I still do take medication for depression. I take it every day, and I'll probably be taking it for the rest of my life. You know, that's just the way it is. But my life is great right now. I got a great relationship with my 13-year-old son and my 11-year-old son, and got a great relationship with my ex-wife now. And I'm in a good relationship with my girlfriend, and you know, I'm talking to all three of my brothers, my big brothers now, and everything's good. Living the clean life, clean, honest life is there's a lot of stress removed from my shoulders.
Very, very good. Very, very happy to hear that. And I'm hoping that if there are OHL players that are struggling, they can perhaps see that, or hockey players at any level, really, can see this and realize, okay, you know, it can get better. I can reach out to people, and my life can be better off, even if I'm not necessarily an NHL star 5-10 years from now. That's
right. And you know, like I know for myself, when talking to people, ex-NHLers, and they say that they battle this and they battle that and they battle this, I know for myself, I would say, well, you still made it to the NHL, though. You still, you know, have a little bit of money in the bank, or you still are having a great living. This is the situation for me where I never made it to the NHL. Was it because, you know, I wasn't as good as a hockey player, or I wasn't as tough as I needed to be, or was it because of my off-ice habits? I don't know, and it doesn't really bother me now, but I just wanted to put it out there that this is my story, and I'm not one of the ones that made it to the NHL. And was it because of depression? Was it because of alcohol abuse? Was it because of drug abuse? I don't know what it is, but this is the story that didn't have a happy ending. As far as making it to the NHL, but it's got a fairy tale ending where I'm healthy, I'm alive, I'm working, and I'm happy every day.
Did suicidal thoughts cross your mind when you were playing hockey?
Absolutely. When I was 17 years old, my first year OHL, in the summertime, I tried to do it twice. One time was jumping off a bridge. My cousin and a good friend was there to talk me down, and another time was after a ball hockey game. For some reason, I just I lost my composure. I lost my mind. I got into a fight. I hurt the gentleman pretty bad, and ran right out in front of a car. The car hit me, and lucky I was just standing in there in the ditch with no aches, pains, not bleeding, not injured or anything like that, wondering what happened. So I had two instances where yeah, I was ready to do it.
Let's talk about Terry Trafford, because due to the Terry Trafford story, hockey and mental health are top of mind for a lot of people right now because of him. And I know it's very early, and obviously his passing is very sad, and a lot of people are still mourning his death. But are there things that we can learn from the Terry Trafford situation?
Yeah, there's you know, one of the things that I want to do is I want to make it known that I want to work with the OHL. Or the CHL. I want to be part of their staff, and I want to be the guy that, you know, be on the other line of that first 1-800 call if a player is having troubles. I can't see a player even today calling a coach or a general manager or a teammate saying, listen, I'm having, something's going on with me. I don't know what it is, but I know it's not right. I don't think a player is going to do that, but I feel that there's a better chance if a player calls an ex-player that's gone through this, that's, you know, walked the mile in their skates or skated the mile in their skates. I think it's going to be a little bit easier that they can pick up the phone and call me.
Even if they can do it anonymously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things, you know, like it doesn't have to have a name attached to it or anything like that. And I think it's something that needs to be done. It needs attention to, and the OHL needs to have just, you know, a team of guys that do this. and that's their role, is to be there at any time, any place, doing these awareness talks, going to the arenas, talking to the first-year players, talking to everybody, just say, what's going on, how are you, give them a hug, let them know that you care, hey, great game, that type of stuff, being at practices, showing them what they can do to get away from the game for a few hours without alcohol or drugs. You can get away from the game by going out with a bunch of the guys and going bowling or playing darts or doing whatever. Just get away from the game for a few hours every day. I think that's a huge thing that is forgotten about in the OHL.
Corey, I want to thank you so much for the time that you've given us today to discuss this. Really appreciate you coming on and chatting about Fighting the Truth. Where can our listeners find you online if they want to go look for you?
I have a Twitter page, which is Fighting the Truth, at Fighting the Truth. Fighting the Truth is FIGHTN, The Truth. And then also we have a Facebook page. If you just go on Facebook and put in Fighting the Truth, you can see us there. We are currently working on a website, and we're going to have direct emails that you can email Corey Eisen, who is my business partner, or myself, and we'll be able to, you can reach out to us and we can guide you into getting professional help, or just be a friend and talk on the phone.
And if anybody wants any of those links and they want to email me, just Craig at am980.ca, the usual address, and I'll send them right to where they want to go. Corey, thank you so much for talking with this with us today. Really appreciate your candor and all of the efforts you put into this, and I hope that Fighting the Truth goes very, very well, and I hope that you were able to make a difference in some hockey players' lives.
Thanks, Craig. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. That's Corey Bricknell, and he is one of the 2 founding members of Fighting the Truth. And Fighting the Truth, I think, is a very, very important organization, and that's a very, very important conversation that we just had, because I don't want to have to read the news about another Terry Trafford. I don't want to have to do that, and I'm hoping that we can put some support systems in place so people in Terry Trafford's situation are able to reach out to somebody and just say, hey, I'm going through some stuff. And like I said, if you want any of the links, any of the details on that, just email me, Craig at am980.ca. And I think I'm going to post it on our Facebook page as well as soon as I get off the air today. We'll take a break here, but more of the Craig Needle Show is coming up after the news. Stick around. You're listening to AM 980.